Yo, good afternoon. Welcome. It is the weekend. We are kicking it off here with the Link to the Past Randomizer playoffs for the Invitational League with some amazing pilot spoiler action. I cannot wait. Certainly one of, I would say, fan favorite mode, and certainly for me personally, has some special ties to these four guys. We have Gem facing off against Zelga. These are the runners for pilot spoiler. They're going to be piloted by Korek and Shady, respectively, as part of Hover. Oh, sorry, we all should hover every day watched versus their namesake, of course, the spoilers. This is actually be round one brackets. Technically, this is the spoilers' choice for game one because they are the higher ranked seed. And Zelga, I think, told us that while it may not necessarily be the objective pick for their team, they have a name and reputation to uphold. So here we are, for pilot spoiler. We are underway. Checks, how's it going?
Good. Hello, Clear Mouse. I
Hello,
cannot
Jack.
believe the spoilers chose spoiler pilot.
I know, right? And I believe unofficially, if the spoilers had not picked Pilot Spoiler, Gem and Korek would have picked Pilot Spoiler for game two. So either way, let's just get this out of the way. It should be it should be very very good.
And I also would have picked it because it's one of my favorites as well.
Exactly, it is. It is. It's such a great mode, and it's such a great combination for co-op. You can actually have two people kind of pretty separate responsibilities, right? One person kind of does the majority of, well, obviously, the running or the playing. We're not running right now because, well, we don't have boots yet. And the other one is the one that is equipped with the spoiler log, and they're going to be trying to tell, well, in this case, Korek's going to be trying to tell Gem, and she's going to try and tell Zelga where to go in real time. Unlike solo solo spoiler. There is no study period. Everything happens live. Like when the race counter says go, the spoiler log is revealed, and everyone's just gotta go.
And when this happens, the opening is very slow, right? The pilot doesn't really do anything except watch the runner walk around.
Right. Well, so you can that is probably precious study period time for the pilot. You got to give your runner something to do, right? And so that's probably the best time in order to at least get a precursor, I guess, as to a preview as to what the spoiler log has to entail. We actually do see some pretty divergent routes, here, because for example, well, not that they really have bombs now at this point, but Jen is beelining it to some amount of maybe. Well, they don't have a pearl either, right? Oh, I guess we're going to Hobo.
Yeah, I love this.
That's very reminiscent.
So I assume Korek is on. Korek's looking at the log and says, "You want to go here."
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Yep. And yes, we saw actually Pixcalibur, our tracker today, in chat, seeing there's a good reason. So he has certainly been very helpful in at least parsing out the spoiler log in general. And oh my gosh, look at this! Great job, Korek. He still has job security. We have beelined it to the boots. Coincidentally, in one of Korek's playoff races versus Red Kitsune, without the spoiler log, I mean, everything was legit. He decided to go to Hobo, and he found the boots at like 4 minutes. That was like an amazing play. So, every single time now we, I guess Korek sends Gem to go to Hobo, it's kind of like a, funny. It's like, hey, there's a PRNG there.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like so Shady is we made a slight quick detour in Kakariko for at least the spoilers because we actually picked up a glove, thanks Pixcalibur, and we're also gonna fake flipper straight over to the boots. Certainly very pragmatic, I would consider, for Zelga and Shady, especially for people who do have a reputation of maybe being able to take quite high advantage of the boots. You won't really want to be I guess having much of a time deficit, right, between yourself not having the boots and your opponent having the boots.
Oh my gosh, that arrow grazed Zelga's sprite.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So our runners have found 2 different sets of gloves.
That's right. Yeah. And then so it looks like we have 2 pieces of Dark World access. It looks like we're gonna miss that third. Well, at least we don't know where the pearl is right now. Of course, we also would ideally maybe like to find the hammer. That is our kind of watching these guys also dash around a bit. I would also really like to see these guys find a sword. We are okay. Well, apparently Agina has the book. or something very important, because otherwise we would not be necessarily going over here. Well, I guess I'm just assuming they have the book. I'm trying to think what else they, could have that maybe would lead them somewhere else, because it seems like this is a very high priority location for Gem. Probably soon to be Zelga as well.
So that's Mitz for Zelga.
Okay. All right. Well, looks like. Okay. Well, speaking of that, that is our pearl. So between, in this case, Zelga and Gem, we have Dark World access already. Yeah, and this is actually one of the hallmarks of a spoiler log race. Whether it's solo or piloted, you get Dark World access quite quickly. Well, in theory, or for the most part, because well, you know where all the things are, and you could just go directly to the items. That's what you try to do in regular rando without the spoiler log, but you have a lot better luck in this case if you actually, have something that's more concrete. Alright, actually it looks like we have real boots this time. There's no question about, in this case, pseudo boots versus not. For those of you who may or may not have been kind of practicing some other modes, we can actually use full advantage of the boots, so that means we don't have to waste an extra bomb here on Maze Race. Let's see. It's something probably important. No scouting, of course, needed, because, who's your scout? The pilot is your scout. Oh, that's a mirror. Okay, that's really useful. Hey, we have playableness on both sides. So those of you who may have previewed some of Zelga or Gem's emotes, Gem of course has the game is now playable Pog emote with the boots, and Zelga or sorry Shady, excuse me, has the game is now playable emote with the mirror.
What do you think we'll see in terms of safeties in the seed? Are we going to see an armor upgrade? Are we going to see more than 4 hearts?
That's a great question. So I fully have seen, and Gem and Zelga have both proven themselves that they are pretty much able to do anything on 3 hearts green mail. That being said, you would probably be nice if they had maybe a bit more safety, heart container. Our armor, as you described, are extremely nice. Certainly puts a bit more comfort, both on the, certainly the runner himself, because, well, they're the ones actually playing, and the pilot, just because, you can probably afford to send your runner into more probably dangerous situations, and, not be afraid that they're just going to, take an early exit into wherever, you send them to, like Mothula or, Cold Stare, stuff like that.
It's interesting that Kakariko required the boots to get all of its goods.
True. Yeah, always a good sign. Actually,
ledge.
well, right. So, it looks like Zelga's. It looks like forgot something in the tavern. I was actually gonna ask. So, we found the boots in Hobo, right? Where are these flippers?
Oh yeah, good question.
Yeah. So I mean, right now, so certainly, because with the spoiler log, we don't have to adhere to logic. Of course, we are certainly limited, maybe to to your personal disappointment check, so we cannot perform any major glitches or any type of hybrid major glitches. Minor glitches are of course allowed, but that's maybe that's another discussion to have. You take up with admins at another time.
I'm trying to hide my disappointment.
I'm sorry, Chex. We should get Max in here, to make the mascot, or be a happy cat. All right, so I also did see a couple of comments here in chat about potentially, oh no, nice hammer in Thieves Town. All right, well, we certainly have the full gamut of all our Dark World access and the convenience and efficiency of that mirror. I was also going to say, though, I think it was also pointed out in chat, we are, Pixcalibur has been very nice into marking Pendant Turtle Rock as one of our, prizes for this one. And we have, both Zelga and Gem have picked up 2 Turtle Rock Small, so it looks like this might be an instance where you say, thank you, Pilot, for being able to have the spoiler log, because I do not want to go into Pendant Turtle Rock if I'm playing this by myself. So it looks like, and so Zelga's looks like getting, oh, that is a very nice flute on Stumpy. I guess we're just going back, right? Yeah, we're gonna go straight back over and activate this flute. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And of course, yeah, it is, kind of like looking at this, it is a little bit of an awkward spot, right? Just because, you want to be able to take the flute with you, into Village of Outcast, especially in this case when you've already got the mirror from Maze Race. However, we saw that the hammer was in Thieves Town, so there was no good way. You know, you'll have one Dark World portal. You have to enter the village. If you want to activate the flute, you have to basically backtrack your way. You know, it's a little bit more tedious. However, there wasn't anything else you can do, so even though, albeit however tedious it is, it's probably going to be the most efficient. Although it looks like Zelga is for the most part, we're going to go activate that flute at another time. I'm assuming we're gonna go to Hype Cave from Stumpy. Did you say something about safeties checks? Do we have any safeties yet? Did you see any?
Well, we can refill our magic using Samaria and Samaria magic refill.
Okay, that is a safety. And well, speaking of, we have the other cane. Very interesting safety pickup for Zelga. Looks like Shady, certainly again having the spoiler log. It certainly does not take very much extra time, but especially for Berna, it could actually save you in a pinch, which is great. Oh my gosh, dude!
Nice Eastern package and backup escape.
Oh my gosh. All right, so, beginning of the race. Unofficially, of course, we do know potentially that, of course, both Gem and Zelga have their own opinions about Eastern Palace, including Shady. How could I forget Shady? And I believe the team spoilers are very adamant about only going into Eastern Palace with a fully clearable set of equipment, which includes the big key and the bow, even though it is a crystal. It looks like everybody wins in this particular scenario.
Well, Mini Moldorm Cave has some good stuff.
Yeah, it looks like we've got actually a lot of better equipment. You actually do see that both Zelga and Gem ended up kind of like walking past it in order to go get those boots. It's not like we really had much resources tied to our name. We didn't really have bombs, we didn't really have a sword, didn't have any real means in order to be able to get it. I'm sure they maybe would have appreciated it, but it looks like they were going to get a flute later, they're going to get boots later, better equipment, just much easier to kind of put things off a bit. There is more stuff behind the flippers that we still don't have on Zelga's side.
Nice bomb climb for Gem.
Oh
Good
yeah,
throw.
Gem is playing quite well. Somehow we miraculously came out with another heart. I guess we just got another heart container from Pieces. I don't think we actually picked up a heart container that I ended up seeing. Maybe I just missed it.
I missed that.
Oh, okay. Well, we have another one now
on
on Spec Rock. Okay. So, and of course, it's immediately consumed by, a dead rock. Sure, it's a real great feeling. Oh, backup escape. Thank you. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Thank you, Pixcalibur. Yes, you're right. All right, that means that Zelga's gonna be able to get this very shortly. Again, this is thesis. Imagine having this in like cross keys, right, or like a regular key sanity. This is like this is like Zelga's dream, basically, or the spoiler's dream. All right, looks like is there also something pretty important here in Spiral Cave? Ooh, it is Bombos. Oh, right. Why did we even pick up all those pendant Turtle Rock small keys? What good are they if you can't even get into the dungeon, Gem. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. Panicking is bad. Alright, surely Gem will be just fine. We have actually a nice resource equipment counter. Yeah, we're gonna go into Paradox, the bottom way. Even if Gem needs nothing in the bottom two, might be kind of worthwhile to maybe pick up the hearts, or we're just going. I don't know. Or we're gonna get something down here in the back. Oh my gosh, silvers already. Okay, and some nice bombs. Okay,
that's quite nice.
Okay, right. So Zelga and Shady has finished up their Dark World tour. Oh my gosh. And of course they did not backtrack to go activate the flute. So that's what they're gonna do. Presumably they're gonna follow, Gem and Korak up the mountain. These mini Moldorms have been pretty terrible. I am also potentially looking at. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we want to get out of here. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually wondering in this case, so I missed in this case where Zelda ended up picking up a bunch of money. Gem is certainly quite poor when especially compared to Zelda.
Mini Moldorm Cave, maybe.
Oh, was it Mini Moldorm? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, yeah, the gem hasn't gone there, so there's also an armor upgrade there too, right?
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, I'm actually wondering in this case if, we do know that pod is a crystal. We do need some more money to go into pod or as an entry. Basically it's like a consumable medallion. And, right now Zelka and Shady are all set. We're gonna have to see in this case what Gem and Korik decide to do in terms of entering the dungeon. Oh, we have a nice lamp. Oh, and a fire rod. Wow, both fire sources up here.
Fire Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, that's right. And Bombas was a spiral cave, right? So everything basically fire related here is up the mountain. This is basically like overworld ice palace. Rule of fire. It's everything literally is over here. Ooh, all right, okay. We got a slightly different sections of the mountain here being cleared by Zelga and Gem. So we're gonna go to Dark Death Mountain, presumably. Why did we come all the way up here for Turtle Rock? We're gonna find out soon what's in here. Zelga's taking the road earlier to Hera first. It is a pendant. And I guess they wanted their Master Sword first.
Uh-oh. Okay.
It does make me wonder because, like, Gem and Korik did pass Hera, right? And it actually looks like a pretty nice sword. And it's a pendant, so I guess we'll see kind of what happens. This is going to be Bombas pick up for Zelga. Maybe, and also just a little bit of history, I guess, going between, how, in terms of spoiler experience, Zelga certainly has quite the title in, I would say a list of accomplishments to his name, has been playing spoiler probably since, maybe I want to say, probably first kind of got introduced. Certainly one of the OG crowd along with Shady.
Yeah.
Zelga, of course, also very well-deserved won the SGL Online 2022 solo spoiler version competition. Got probably a nice little amount of money as well attached to it. So very, very experienced, in low percent stuff. Gem, I would say. Ooh,
oh my gosh!
Nice hook shot, by the way. That's a terrible location.
We're leaving. Oh
we
no!
We are leaving. Oh,
This
you're
is
right. We got.
What do we want this for?
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, dude! I didn't even realize that this is swaps of pendants.
Good seed so far.
Yeah, great. Well, maybe it's useful for Hera pot. Like, the alternative, because Hera's a crystal.
Yeah.
We need either this or we need the Hera Big Key. The Hera Big Key could be terrible. I mean, that being said, it is in logic somewhere, right? Because obviously it has to be accessible, but it could be, pretty awful. Oh no, yeah, oh no, Hera's a pendant too. Wait, what are we doing here? Oh no. I'm confused. Well, we're gonna be Moldorm, it looks like, because we're Hera potting up.
Oh, this strat. Okay,
nice
so
job, Gem.
there's a position Gem uses for that Hera pot that I haven't really seen too much of, but I have seen it before. Okay. I don't know how it works yet, but yeah, there's just not that much movement involved. Just pretty neat.
Yeah, interesting. Also, we're also trying to get heart piece as well. Somewhat unexpected on Gem's side. I didn't actually necessarily expect him to go all the way down south for just a heart piece, but we'll see. We'll see what is happening. We are actually going to kill Moldorm. But meanwhile, though, it looks like Zelga is kind of following in Gem's footsteps, at least for this particular leg, because he's probably going to go get his hook shot as well. One more hit for Gem's side, or one more spin. Looks great. Moldorm is well behaved. All right, let's see in this case what we actually care about. So we have the green pendant here too. It is going to be on the green pendant, or it could in fact be a pedestal seed. We don't necessarily know what it all entails. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. We do see, because Pixel probably looked at the spoiler log more often. When it says, "Oh, this seed gets kind of evil," it's get your popcorn out ready.
Green pendant
and again,
has the ice rod.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Eastern time?
It is. Looks like it is Eastern time. It is also 5/6 crystal for what it's worth. It looks like actually we do have the ability to beat Mocula as well for Skullwoods. If Shady and Zelda ended up getting an additional Skullwood small key out of Waterfall Fairy, unknown in this case if they're actually need. I mean, presumably the fact because the fact that they got it probably means that there's something in the front of Skullwoods that they, I guess, want to like spin the key in the front and then be able to walk out of it. That's my guess, but we'll end up seeing. Ooh. Oh my gosh,
right.
dude! Yeah.
Hookshot on right side Turtle Rock makes it so annoying to get to.
It is.
I
have
to
totally
use the long way.
You can't even. Yeah. Well, I guess it's damageless at least, but but yes, I totally agree. By the way, I really like this pod money. Do you see actually in this case so Gem and Korik like nickel and dime, like they picked up random 20 rupees along the way in like chests and tree pulls and whatnot. The last 10 rupees came from the 2 blue rupee pots right next to the half magic chest or the cannonball chest in Eastern. So really well done, basically for resource and money management here. Ooh, okay, wall kicks. Interestingly enough, all right, this is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for pointing this out because I definitely did not notice. We did not clear Hera on Zelga and Shady's side. Certainly could happen that maybe we don't necessarily need this, or they want to come back later for it. It also could be that sometimes you do think that there are 8 crystals, not 7. So we'll end up seeing what happens. But in terms of, I guess, offensive ooh, okay, hello, Ice Rod. It looks like we actually got some, yeah. This is kind of interesting because we are here on Shady Zelga's side. Pod is a crystal, but we do not, looks like have, actually, do we have the big key? I can't tell. It looks like we do, right? Okay, so this is gonna be a clearable crystal for them then, if we have the big key and at least 2 small keys.
Yeah, Zelga got it from Escape.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
I don't think Gem has been to Escape.
Yeah, I do not. Yeah, I think you're correct. All right, looks like we're gonna go to Mini Moldorm on Gem's side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right. So maybe in this case, yeah. Okay, yeah. So most notably, yeah. We'll also see. Right. The observation is that so Gem certainly did have the opportunity to go check or turn in the green pendant. It was, but he did not do that after Eastern Palace. So.
Right, weird.
We've already. All right. Yeah, we've already in this case. So we actually don't need any more pod money. We have more than enough money here on Zora, or sorry, in Mini Moldorm Cave. Ooh, nice tempered here in Pod. All right, so Zelda it looks like he's pretty well set in terms of being in Omega playableness mode. Tempered sword, boots, silvers, pretty really comfy in terms of offense. Of course, we've got blue mail and blue mail 5 hearts. I think Zelda should be. This is probably more than enough comfortable for him. Looks like Gem is actually gonna go to beat Mothula. He should be fine. He's got half magic and the fire rod and well, he does have master sword. But he has a hammer. Hopefully should be a good enough fight. But it actually does look like Gem's gonna go straight to the back. We do not have that small key that Zelga and Shady picked up in Waterfall Fairy. So my guess is that if there is something in the front that they need it for, they're gonna go beat Mothula first and then just kind of walk back out, drop down to whatever they need, and then presumably save and quit. Yeah, where are these flippers? Checks. We still haven't seen them.
I don't know.
I guess maybe maybe if nothing is in swamp, man, then we may not ever see those flippers actually.
I feel like we need them.
You do feel like we need them?
Yeah.
Also, logically, we certainly do because Ice Palace. However. We have certainly seen both Zelga and Gem fully capable of fake flippering at least to Hobo. If they can fake a flipper all the way to Hobo, I have every confidence they're going to be able to fake flipper into Ice Palace.
All right, Moth fight for Gem. He's got hammer. Master Sword. Nice fight. Hammer takes
Yeah, very
down
well
multiple
done.
plays.
Yeah, very well done. Every once in a while, Jem does kind of allude to, Skullwoods take 7 minutes to clear, and Mothula does not always have to behave. Very glad to
Yo,
see in this case that at least it was a very manageable fight. Meanwhile, though, almost a dueling boss fight. We have Zelga at Helmasaur using a couple bombs to soften him up. I don't know how many hammer pits he actually ended up getting in. Looks like enough.
and the best part of that room was the cane dash into it.
Oh, for sure, for sure. That's actually really, really nice. A little trick that you basically, I think I've been told that as long as you like nudge the railing or something, you basically get a free key dash.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that one.
All right, looks like we are going to drop down here to what is here in the front of Skullwoods. Everyone, get your Dunka. Never skip Skullwoods emotes in chat. It is ether. All right.
It is important.
It is important, yes. All right, okay. All right, everyone's happy. Also, if you have the Eastern Palace's dippable emote from Shady, now is the time to fully embrace it because, we are on Zelda's side into Eastern Palace, not only with one bow, but with both bows. All right, this is like more than fully, this is like omega dippable, at this point. So presumably at some point they we're doing Pyramid Fairy. Ooh, okay. This is actually gonna be really This is actually a really good combination then from nice efficiency from Korik and Jen. Because, right, because you said that the pod big key was in the front of Escape. Or like Uncle or whatever. So like if they're gonna go to Pyramid now, right, and kind of put off, then they could basically combine this. This is gonna be.
We should see it in front of Escape.
Mm-hmm. Alright, meanwhile, though, Zelga is going through Eastern. And then we're gonna, in this case, see what Pyramid Fairy has to offer us. We have certainly done a lot of stuff so far. We needed both 5-6 crystals, which was important. We do see that, Jem and Korik has one additional green pendant clear as well. We're gonna see in this case, what kind of evil and where. Oh, Swamp Palace. Oh my gosh, dude, Swamp Palace.
Yes, we need to get into Swamp Palace, meaning we require flippers.
I see. Okay. Well, I wanted to know how evil, this seed is, and maybe calibrate. In this case, what Pixcalibur was kind of alluding to. So far, he has been right on the mark. So far, has not disappointed with his use of the word evil.
I think it's going to be the. What do we think about Pedestal? I think it's Misery Mire Big Key, but it could be Thieves.
Well, true. Yeah. So it certainly cannot be. Well, we already saw the Ice Rod, of course, from the shooter room and pod. It can. Yeah, it can't be basically anything that we need to clear any of the pendant dungeons. In this case, like for example, Swamp Palace. Can't obviously flippers can't be there. We need the pod. We need something else here. We are going straight back. Okay, false alarm. Everything's okay. Looks like this is going to be Zelga's venture into Skullwoods. Of course, they have the free small key that they got from Waterfall Fairy, and so they're going to probably just do the front to back version. They're going to pick up either from the compass chest, and then they're going to go straight to kill Mothula. And meanwhile, Jem is kind of just trading spots with Zelga from earlier. He's going to get all of his goodies out of pod.
So we should see a sword in pod, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, the sword was in Dark Maze, bottom, and the Ice Rod was in Shooter Room. Okay, so maybe, oh, right. Okay, so yeah, I think I was mentioning at some point the difference in terms of like spoiler experience. Kind of went over Zelga in his incredibly decorated past in terms of spoiler accomplishments. Now, I will say that Gem, I don't necessarily think has a title for at least like an official like tournament title. However, he is probably relatively newer to the split. I would say newer is relative to the spoiler scene. However, like when he got into it, like he went really just like full on like I love spoiler type of mode. When Dunka introduced it on ladder somewhat recently from a couple seasons ago, I think it was Jem coincidentally said on the Spoiler Log podcast that he did with Dante that he had done something like 30 odd spoiler log races on ladder. Amazing, like that is like a very like ridiculous number of ladder races. Granted, they are they're pretty short, but certainly has his very great fair share of experiences. Being able to do spoiler log stuff certainly has I believe also has the title as well for that season. So these guys and of course Jem and co-worker participated in many things. Pilot spoiler tournaments. So certainly like this pair is extremely formidable. We got chest frame saved on Jem's side as well for getting tempered sword.
Yeah, nice stair launch route to get there too.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, tempered sword fight from Zelga taking down Moth quickly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we kind of actually see in this case. No, so granted, right? When there's no study period, right? When the timer hits 0, Shady and Korek are very busily studying the log and trying to basically piece together what they think is going to be the most efficient route in terms of like what they know at the time. And you kind of can see in this case like some of the other I don't know, mentalities, right? It looks like Shady really prioritized the swords more often, higher, because we actually pretty much saw that all the swords were retrieved, I would say, relatively quickly, right? And then, Zelga in this case having, especially Tempered Sword for Mothula, which is, certainly very high amount of comfort, versus, I think probably, Jem and Korek are, have maybe some different priorities in mind, right? They definitely rush the boots faster than Shady and Zelga. And those like they actually were able to maybe do some more combinations together, right? Like they put up Pod, for example, in order to try and combine it with Pyramid Fairy. Oh no, Zelga! Everything's fine.
It's still pretty funny to me to see runners use the super bomb dashes. There's a variety of ways to set them up, so it doesn't feel like there's any particular meta. Nothing really looks like muscle memory.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These guys are so good.
Yeah, they can figure it out.
Oh yeah. And actually, I think that's also one of the lesser, like very underrated abilities for what gives their top runners. Especially, certainly don't get me wrong. I never want to discredit any of their actual abilities because when they do rooms well, and it is because it's very practiced, right? It is very polished, very professionally done.
Yes.
When things go wrong, though, whether it is due to whether it's within your control or not, if you can recover, at least somewhat well and not necessarily stumble across things. I'm glad Jem did not accidentally press the mirror button.
Oh my gosh.
That was so scary. That is actually, I think, one of the strongest abilities you have in order to basically not have things go off the rails. Because when they do go off the rails, it can cost multiple minutes, and that is not something that you can afford, especially against pretty formidable opponents such as Jem and Zelda.
Oh, we do have a big key available.
Ooh. Is this Meyer big key?
I don't think so. Yes, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay, look at that. So often do we just find, like the big key or whatever right underneath the proverbial checkerboard mats. It could be a mat, right? It's just in the other world.
That's fair.
All right. Well, speaking of more fake flippering that we, we don't have the flippers yet, and we're still. But apparently we still need to go pick them up because we did see both Zelga and Jem go to Pyramid Fairy. But some more divergence in this case. Jem is heading over into Crystal Ice Palace versus Zelga is heading over into Crystal Mire. I am kind of curious in this case to see what are the contents of each respective dungeon. Just because, like, if these are in fact, let's say, quote unquote, like go modable dungeons, whether like it is actually just a pure go mode dungeon, maybe versus, let's just say that there is, I don't know, like a heart container or something that's, accessible for, in Mire. Maybe you want to do that dungeon early, just so you're going to have that extra safety for future dungeons. Just like, Shady probably prioritized the Temper Sword, so that, initial investment in order to go get it is going to be, basically, like, realized stronger. We just see, in this case, speaking of, we have a big heated Turtle Rock, pendant Turtle Rock again.
My store state extension from both runners, using them in different dungeons.
Yeah, but also kind of like a nice synchronicity, I guess, right? Because it was both in around the same time, but in different dungeons. So really kind of cool to see. I also do see, kind of for what it's worth, maybe
key.
Maybe like some slightly different strategies. It looks like Korik is probably a bit more targeted in terms of the chest that he has gem open. Like Mini Moldorm, for example, it was like, I don't know, what was it, like 2, 3, 5 or something? Or I don't remember. It was three out of the 5 chests, right? Looks like Gem's also gonna pick up a few more heart pieces as well. Looks like although for Zelga, I think he's just opened up everything in that area.
Yeah, interesting to spot those differences.
Mm-hmm. Although, okay, so it looks like then there is nothing in Ice Palace other than that heart piece. Is that correct?
I didn't even see the heart piece.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, the heart piece was in the middle of the key chest, and I didn't see really Gem go anywhere else, so not even like stopping for her.
Alright, Cold Stare fight. Left side strat. Nice.
Nice. Oh, that was so well done on Gem's side. Speaking of, though, we've got some more invisibility cane dashes on Zelga's side.
Yes.
May not necessarily be the fastest of fights. However, it looks like we might want to Zelga might be interested in trying to save some of his silver arrows, maybe to for some other use.
Love that lag.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We'll miss that.
Yeah, as soon as League is over. Also, kind of interesting, I would say, on Zelga's side is, so I know that he's obviously very capable of doing like the textbook, NMG fight with Tempered Sword. That being said, we are only on 5 hearts. We have, I guess, a bottle from somewhere, but like the important thing is you don't want to die in spoiler, right? So if you can basically still do the fight, let's say with maybe with a, I don't know, 10 to 15 second deficit or something, by using different equipment. For example, in this case, Zelga used Burna. He wanted to maybe save some more resources. That is a significantly better idea than to try and do the much riskier strat and then maybe end up costing your team a couple minutes. Okay, yeah. It looks like we do have the Big Heated Desert that we also did pick up from both teams, which is great. And very also nicely to see that we can actually combo Mire and Desert together. Efficiency, especially with the mirror, is paramount. Entering these regions can cost a surprisingly large amount of time if you just aren't, I guess, like paying attention. Thank you, Pixcalibur. Mire shit had a bottle. Okay. Do you happen to know what was in it? Or somebody? Blue potion. Oh, thank you. I should definitely just read 2 lines up. Thank you. Thank you, Kyrium. All right. So I guess maybe not. Okay, I can understand now maybe why Zelga wanted to maybe preserve some of his silver arrows. We get an even nice 10 arrow refill. Zelga, you
only used 3.
Obviously, yes. You should have just switched out to the regular arrows.
Too bad.
I know. I'm disappointed. Everyone's disappointed. I'm not actually. No. I'm just memeing here. I think especially against somebody like Gem, somebody like Zelga, you probably can't really afford to use suboptimal anything other than the fastest strat possible in order to kill bosses.
Okay, so now we have a dungeon location swap, and the spoilers are going to ice.
Actually, okay, so what else do we need in terms of for go mode? I'm kind of looking at our tracker here. So okay, so we just say we definitely need the flippers, right? Because we otherwise both of them picked up the Swamp Swanky for absolutely no reason.
Oh no, Gem.
Oh no. Everything's fine.
Oh yeah, the flippers. I forgot about the flippers.
Yeah, so they have to be somewhere.
Yeah. So I guess those will turn up in Turtle Rock or something.
Oh my gosh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah, the hook shot's gonna be pretty important.
That would, I don't know if that's true, but that would be a triple dip of TR, I think.
That sounds disgusting.
No,
actually.
that's not right. Don't listen to me.
Okay. All right. Double dips, I think would be okay. I mean, or maybe even expected. Okay. All right. Okay. Good thing Gem has 15 arrows. I would be a little bit worried. And he does have burn up for what it's worth. But it looks like he has definitely gotten a bit more beaten up here in Meyer Basement. I will say in this case that somewhat, you know, there's always a kernel of truth to every joke, but you know, I would also argue that Gem's dark rooms are so good, and especially in Meyer Basement, that sometimes I think he plays better without the lamp than he does with the lamp. But we're here now. Good thing we at least could see. You can actually kind of see that Gem is really kind of taking his distance. You can still get the 1 cycle, 0 cycle. Okay.
Oh yeah.
That was a little close there.
Yeah. Yeah, the distance, you know, had Gem taking a little bit more time. But it didn't matter. Because it's all one cycle.
That's right.
The same cycle.
I would probably actually be more terrified of the lightning bolt that came out because, you know, just you know, just a little nick, you know, Gem would not have been a happy camper.
All right, cold stare coming up for Zelga.
Yeah, and meanwhile it is Lamellus coming up for Gem. Yeah, so we're definitely in, you know, I mean, you know, Gem and Zelga have played extremely well so far. We can actually see Gem, of course, had an extremely tight, well done cold stare fight. Zelga actually very similar. Maybe the last cold stare got, you know, away from him just like a smidge, but I mean, you know, again, very well done. Being experienced with this set of equipment and basically knowing how to take down bosses quickly, this is kind of like, I mean, this is, you know, Gem and Zelga's bread and butter here. Oh, not quite.
We missed the lineups for Gem.
Now, he does only have 2 arrows. I'm going to assume that he is going to pick up the pot here, just so he has enough. Yeah, he has enough arrows in order to, well, he is comfortable. And we did see, of course, on Zelga's side that Lamellus does drop 10 arrows, so we should all be good.
But we need 12 arrows to defeat Lanmo.
That's true. Maybe he can shoot 1 regular arrow. But again, you know, I don't know if these guys are going to have the time to spare. Even a 2 cycle probably can't beat the, you know, the half cycle or whatever this is, you know, for Lamellus with silvers. Alright, we actually do see in this case that Zelga is, in fact, going back to Hera. We don't really have anything else in this area, so looks like that green pennant or something is on pedestal.
Okay, now Gem has enough arrows.
Do you think Lamellus will respawn if we enter the room again?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is certainly, I think, looking like, well, okay, so
Zelga dashing through the water for no apparent reason.
Yeah. Yeah. Also not dropping down to Compass just to get the heart piece. But actually, yeah, so after everything's all said and done, you know, Zelga and Gem have converged in basically the mountain. You know, Zelga's got a little bit of cleanup left to do here on Moldorm. The fight is a little bit faster with Tempered Sword, because you actually see that, you know, well, maybe not, because Gem used hammer, and then spin. But, you know, maybe all things said and done, Gem looks like he's going to be a little bit, just a touch faster going into Turtle Rock than Zelga is. Of course, the Dead Rocks can certainly be the equalizer here. Oh, yeah, and of course the other thing I was going to mention is because this is a pilot spoiler, we have the spoiler log, there is no... oh man, where did they get the ice rod? You know, literally just look in the spoiler log. You know, you have a pilot, you know, they have Control F, you know, they have search. They're able to basically scat all this stuff for you. And so, you know, this year, I believe, starting this year for League, all 4 participants are allowed to, you know, basically watch the restream, watch each other's streams, and, you know, my guess is maybe Zelga and Gem are maybe not necessarily doing, like, most actively, you know, on keeping tabs on the other side. You know, there's certainly probably Korik and Shady has more bandwidth to do so. But they are able to kind of see, in this case, you know, where their opponent is.
Oh, I wonder if Gem could have tried dashing through Chomps, but they were maybe in the way. Let's see what happens for Zelga, because he'll get different RNG.
Yeah. That's actually a good point that you mentioned. Is that because this is still the same seed for Rando, many
Yep, nice
seed.
and fast.
Yeah, beautiful. For Chomps for Zelga. The boss RNG is seeded. The minion RNG, Chomps, Pokies, they are not seeded. So this game could still certainly be, a bit more cruel to one person versus the other.
Yeah, Pokies too might make a little difference as well.
Mm-hmm.
It is neat to see both runners converging on Turtle Rock. It looks like there's a linear path to the end here.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Yeah, so I think I saw some people mention, some of the other Go mode items. So we do need flippers. We do need a Thiestown big key. That is definitely hard required because it is a crystal. And of course, Andy also pointing out that we also do need GT big key as well. That is, of all things, we in fact, after all of the 7 crystals, we in fact still have to go climb the tower and go beat Ganon. Alright, what is here on Laser Bridge as well? What could we possibly... Okay, so that means that something important has to be here. Okay, good recovery.
There it is.
God, checks.
Flippers.
That is so bad.
Powder's
okay,
here.
We got powder as well. Yeah. My guess is okay. I don't actually know in this case if Magic Bat is actually a thing. The fact that we're already on Laser Bridge, we have to go get the hard required flippers. Maybe actually pretty good safety, all things considered.
It's so unlikely that Powder has anything because the spoilers have had the mushroom and didn't use it.
Great point. Oh man, checks. You're so observant. Yes, that's an excellent point. I'm actually really glad. Yeah, okay. And I mean, they're picking up powder for safety. It's super useful, especially in this case. Even though Zelga and Shady have the mushroom, as you mentioned, real powder is certainly way nicer than fake powder. You don't have to necessarily drain on your magic at the top of GT, for example, and you basically just powder then go.
And Gem enters the fight a bit ahead. Does take a hit.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Holy frick. I'm really glad those iframes didn't run out. It definitely looked like he was getting
Zelga took a hit from a Pokey on the way here, but can still take a couple of hits. But Trinex is down.
Yeah, that's right. And we have another pendant for us. So now we actually have those very extremely out of the way flippers. I mean, imagine this case if you follow the C logically, like you couldn't pick flipper. Well, okay, obviously the first and foremost item is that you could not get boost basically until now, right? And that is terrible. Nobody ever wants that. I guess you could probably wait for Ice Palace. Not really a big deal, just because it doesn't look like we had anything inside Ice Palace, and I don't know. But if it's if it's a dungeon you need to do, you can also buy the pilot some more thinking time as well. So.
Set aside the fact that one of our swords was on the library shelf.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. So we would even been down a sword. Oh man. So actually, okay, well, maybe they would have prioritized Master Sword higher, but I don't know. Going into Mothula with only a fighter sword is kind of bad. Oh, was there a TR small in Ice Palace? Okay. Cool anti-fairy. Always great to see.
Alright, high five from our runners. Yeah. Of course, it's time for Swamp Palace. Gem entering a little bit ahead.
Yeah, it's like one going in and one going out. It's like when two people I don't know, like run and then like they're like coming across each other. That's when the high five is, as opposed to in the same direction. Oh, nice heart container in the first Chest of Swamp. Okay, all right. So yeah, if there's a TR small in Ice Palace, yeah. So it's actually really nice then, because if that TR small is actually just like straight on the way, then they don't have to go kill the Pokey, like Pokies too, in order to go steal the small key. So they can basically just like go and not have to worry about dealing with any more enemies. Nice Becky clip on Gem's side. I fully expect to see the same thing on Zelga's side. This is kind of what you ultimately kind of like want to see, you want to see this case pretty much like an execution battle. Like the routes between Korik and Shady, it certainly has its points of divergence, but ultimately when everything is said and done, right, we are handful of seconds apart between Gem and Zelka.
Oh, yeah.
And we have two of some of the best execution runners that we have seen basically in this world. I mean, and of course Gem is certainly had a little bit more trouble here. It looks like for Diver Down. This is actually maybe where Zelga's gonna be able to make up some amount of time.
Yeah, they were both
really well done.
actually in the same room.
Oh my gosh, there's another heart container.
Wow.
I actually was wondering that. Yeah, it looks like actually Zelga's gonna take it. So every single chest that people or someone opens is it's only like 3 seconds, right? Basically. And so I mean, at this point, I don't think that probably Jen needs more safety. He's certainly welcome to it, but especially maybe if oh my gosh, if Cowork is watching, saying like, okay, like we're 4 seconds ahead of them, maybe they don't necessarily want to, spare the time. But this is this case where Gem could potentially make up some time. I'm not sure if Zelga has achieved the 0 cycle before. Oh, just missed the 0 cycle though for Gem.
Let's see there. Silver arrow setups. Nice shot.
Oh my gosh,
from
this
both
is
runners.
so close. Dude, this is so close. Okay, let's see in this case when Sword Up is for Gem, because they literally are holding the same pendant.
They're only about 3 seconds apart.
Is it really only 3? Holy frick. Okay, 49:47. Still 49:47?
Oh no! Gem's stuck on the screen.
Oh no.
We've lost game feed for a second.
Okay, it's okay. We'll try and get back. We'll try and get back the feed. As soon as we can.
Wait a second. We are actually using.
We are
the powder.
actually doing Magic Bat. Oh my gosh, what is here? Oh, we got game feedback.
Oh, so we do get to see the item first from Gem.
Oh my gosh. It looks like it's so they're slightly ahead. So okay, so there's probably like I think Malky is probably right. 3 second difference. This is the oh my gosh, dude!
This is the next item we need. The Thieves' Town Big Key.
Amazing, amazing.
So that leaves GT Big Key on pedestal, which is pretty funny.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, actually, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Because why did we spend all this time in order to go get 3 pendants? I mean, other than we obviously had to still go do Magic Bat from. In order to go get the Thieves' Town Big Key. Man. Yeah, what else would be on pedestal at this point? It's just TTV. Memories of were you around for was it 18 or 19 Key Sanity tournament?
Yeah.
Were you there? Okay, yeah. I think one of the biggest complaints or something was that GT Big Key was on pedestal or something, and they just specifically tried to mitigate that. That was basically one of the biggest issues with Key Sanity at the time. Especially if you don't have a spoiler log to tell you that it's there. I mean, you are searching for it quite a long time.
What I remember was Small Key and Swamp. The Swamp Small Key was always in Swamp.
Oh, right. I think I remember hearing something about that as well. Yeah, Randomizer was definitely a different scene at the time. All right, but we are ooh, Gem is getting definitely good bit beaten up here. Yeah, and suddenly it looks like Zelka's able to just pull very slightly ahead. This is so tense now. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
but I mean, honestly,
hearts.
yeah. Well, if in this case, if anyone's going to be able to pull out, basically a win or make up time. I mean, granted, it's very, very difficult to make up time against Gem or Zelga, but we do have basically two full dungeons. Oh, sorry. One backup Thieves' Town, one upper GT, and then whatever Agatu and Ganon are.
Ooh, nice dodge for Zelga.
This is so tense, Jess. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so close. I don't necessarily we need to look up tiebreaker rules per se here, but it is really very, very close.
Gem is actually gaining hearts in this dungeon since Hellway. Using powder on a pot was an option, but it's not necessary for gem.
Okay, cool. Good to know. Very nice scripted blind fights on both sides. Alright, well done for Zelga, finishing up. Alright, well we are finally done with collecting all of our crystals and pendants. Very convenient, I guess, for what it's worth. I mean, both obviously for for both Zelga and Gem. Certainly nice piloting or by construction. We're going to be able to just mirror from the Dark World to the Light World, and we're going to go pull Pedestal, which is of course going to be our GT Big Key, because there's nothing else. Or Gem's going to do it from here instead. But yeah. What a great seed,
Yeah, this has been pretty wild.
Yeah, talk about evil here. Yeah, this is again, thank you. Say thank you to your pilot, who has very helpful, successfully navigated, your all of the go mode items basically. And imagine if you play the seed by yourself, But where is this book, by the way? Do we even have knowledge at this point that there's GT Big Key on Pedestal?
Oh, I guess we don't need that.
Yes, you're absolutely correct in that the book is not logically required to go pull Pedestal. I'm just saying, like, how would you know in this case? Like, you don't really necessarily, I would say, go, just YOLO the Pedestal, especially when we kind of saw where all the Turtle Rock stuff was. But I was kind of curious in this case to see if, we actually might have known that our goal is actually Pedestal, and we have to basically just do everything. Book and blind cell. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Okay. All right. Both Gem and Zelga are here up on the mountain.
Yeah.
We're gonna see in this case if Deadrock's gonna play any major role. Looks like probably not. I don't necessarily imagine things would be too different just between Zelga and Gem's execution. Just because they're both on Tempered Sword, they've got silvers. Gem, I guess, does have a little bit of extra health buffer, certainly from going into the climb. It certainly could, it certainly can make a difference, depending on what happens.
Gem doing the new walk, I like to call it. We've seen a lot of NMG speedrunners lately just walk down the diagonal on the way to Ganon's tower, and then dash left.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear. That is, I think, also one thing about Gem, is that he is actually pretty up-to-date in terms of actually, like, new strats or, new time saves. And he is, I don't necessarily know how, I guess, diligent he is, like, doing the practice hack stuff, but he is certainly very up on saving time. Looks like actually, all right, so
diversion routes.
Yeah. So Gem, I think, does his normal, like, take 1 heart of damage to the spike room. Does lose a little bit of extra time, compared to, like, the three heart loss one. Zelga, though, pulling out Burna just because, of the health difference, and suddenly, dude, look at the sync, dude.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're gonna see slightly different strats here in the switch room. Gem doing saving 10 frames because that is actually something he has practiced suddenly. Maybe Zell got a little bit of bad RNG. So we have a 1 room lead, half a room lead.
Wow.
Yeah. So Gem did very nice on GBZ. I believe he's also but here we are. We're gonna start off the gauntlet. Suddenly, we're gonna see in this case again, minion RNG is not seeded. Sometimes you can get better minion RNG one side versus the other. Zelga, very prudently, in this case, just spamming his fire rod to kill the skeletons. Yeah, trying to use some arrows. Ooh, a little bit of birding animation here. So you see Zelga kind of swapping over to the bow, just because we actually saw how long that birding animation took on the Zyzax. All right, nice G5 on Gem's side. Good G5 on Zelga's side as well. Zelga needs to be careful. I think this was mentioned before. This health buffer can be a difference because Zelga here is on 2 hearts versus Gem is on how many? 7?
Zelga missed
Oh
the
no!
second arm.
Oh no! All right, this is gonna give a little bit of lead back to Gem here. But again, like Gem right now is in a very comfortable. Okay, comfortable might be too strong for word here. Yeah, his health is certainly will more than afford him the familiarity and comfort to be able to just play his game. You know, Zelga, look at you actually gonna pick up a little bit of extra health. You want to be able to really make your execution count here, and to be able to, you know, obviously just play only on Oko mode is certainly not only nerve-wracking, but also you don't do like you're once you're out of your comfort zone, right? Just things can go off the rails very quickly. All right, Studio 60 Ongi is saying that
That's
this
fire
case
on
is a
dash.
good reminder. Yeah, is that Zelga does have a blue potion. He has to use it. That's the other thing. I mean, it's probably for the better, but I think he just also doesn't want to use it. We're actually gonna get some powder here on Zelga's side as well.
That's a full recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Moldorm 2 is down for Gem.
Yep, looks like it. Now, we'll say that Gem, of course, being the we all should hover every day team, he did hover successfully, might I add, in before the race for pod, for right side pod, which was pretty impressive. He did hover. Oh, he attempted to hover the bridge chest going back in Mire, and you know that. So I think he had more than enough hovering probably for for the day.
Practice
Right.
to wear yourself out.
That's right. That's right. I mean, a pod hover is like ridiculous difficult. So.
It is.
Okay, Aga 2. We are starting 1 cycle ahead on Gem's side, the fight. He got 2, 1. Okay, in this case, Zelga has... Alright, he got 2 on the first one. This, alright, the patterns don't look very good. Oh, nice cleanup here on Gem's side. I think that was a triple at the very end. Alright, looks like, yeah, Zelga's kind of struggling with the same terrible patterns. But yeah, but Zelga only needed to get a double because he had 1 on the cycle. So same number of cycles. So really important that Gem actually got that the triple at the very end.
After all this, it's shocking to me that only an hour has passed.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like, okay, and by the way, I mean, you can kind of see, it's difficult to have, to really appreciate just how good both Gem and Zelga, and Korek and Shady are, right? Their routes have been very, very efficient, and, like, they had to do everything, literally everything, right? They pulled Pedestal, they did Pyramid Fairy, they did all the pendants, they did all the crystals, and it's only been an hour, right? Like, it is ridiculous here. All right, okay, we're starting.
Nice
we're
1-1
starting
for Gem.
Yeah, all right, and so Zelga he can take a bat hit, not right now, but he can take a flying bat. Did very well.
Okay. Nice
everyone,
1-1
yeah, both
for
of them are
Zelga.
on phase 3, so we just have to go through the motions, and then yes, even though both guys have silvers, the silvers phase 4 fight can in fact make a difference. It is really faster than silver-less, but, you know, you can't actually have, like, a quote-unquote bad... Oh my god, dude.
Okay.
Okay,
Close freeze
alright.
for Gem.
Oh, okay.
One more hit
Almost
needed.
triple.
And
oh my
Ganon's
gosh, that is... Okay, just make sure that Gem crosses the bridge successfully, but all things considered, get your GGs out in chat for Gem and Zelga finishing... This is a photo finish within seconds of each other. Extremely entertaining and really just intense race. Very, very well done to both Gem and Zelga, and of course Korek and Shady. Holy cow. 8 seconds. Check.
close.
8 seconds. One, like, basically like Ganon phase, right? Or like whatever, you know, part of Ganon phase.
Yeah, it was so close.
It was so
Ganon
good.
execution did make a bit of a difference. It just wasn't quite enough for Zelga.
Yeah, that actually seemed... I mean, like, if you are, these guys ultimately in a 1 hour seed, right, and you lose by 8 seconds or 7 seconds or whatever, you can find basically, that time save anywhere, right? It just happens to be the most recent thing was in this case Moldorm 2.
Right.
All right, we are getting all 4 of these guys in here. We have Gem, Korek, Shady, and Zelga. Yo, GG's guys, humongous race.
GG's.
Yo,
Oh my god.
GG's.
GG's,
Oh
guys.
my gosh, dude, it was intense so much. Just feel free to talk.
I don't know. I mean, Shady, I don't know. Like watching the restream, man, it was like my heart was pounded. I was trying to struggle with like what to tell Jim, what not to tell Jim. Holy crap!
Yeah, like Zelka was making great progress in the Dark World. Like before GT, he was just gaining a few seconds. So I was happy to tell him that, because like it would, help tell him that he's just snuck into the lead. Right? That'll help him out. But then in GT, Jem was like played it very clean, and I was like, oh, maybe a bit quiet. I wasn't sure how much to say then, so it was a bit weird.
GG's all. And are the runners watching the restream as well? Gem and Zelda?
I was not. I was fully counting on Shady to tell me things.
I have no capacity to watch the restream.
Yeah.
It's probably for the better. I don't know if you perform better or worse under pressure, but I mean, like, at many points, especially pretty much after Turtle Rock, I guess, like when you guys are kind of all converged, like you guys were just like seconds apart, like handful of seconds apart,
Yeah.
And then
So what I've got to say, I mean, Zelga played tremendously well, but man, when I was watching, Gem gets bad Phelps RNG, bad Chomps RNG, and Zelga's getting like the best RNG in every room. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, whenever I got the Phelps RNG, I was like, okay, we got a chance here.
Oh yeah, so Zelga pulled ahead after TR. Wait, was it TR?
It was in Swamp. Gem was still got the pendant faster. It was in Turtle Rock. No, sorry, it was in Thieves Town when Gem
Oh,
was
yeah,
stuck in the hallway. Yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah, I got hit, but I was immediately like able to fix it and still get the God Pixel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I screwed up the damage boost. Like you can damage boost yourself up through the Patrick stars, but I got boosted to the right, and that made the entire hallway miserable for me.
I was actually so. I mean, did you know how close you? Well, okay. So one difference, at least in Swamp, was that Gem ended up picking up 2 extra heart containers, and I think Zelga both skipped them. I don't know if that ended up making a difference though. Just in terms of because as Zelga was also climbing, like he was, especially towards the end, he was down to 2 hearts, and you were really comfortable. Like you didn't have any health issues.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, it
the
turns out the
entrance
hearts by
part.
mistake because I just didn't get it in GT. Although I guess they helped in Thieves, so there's that.
Here.
Yeah, my GT was just really sloppy. Like, and it started off just because I tried to burn a dash strat over the spikes and I instantly got hit, and I was like, I've never seen this. What am I doing? And I just got immediately frazzled.
Okay,
And
I could see that shaking me up. And that's about where Gem pulled ahead too.
yeah, that's kind of what I figured. And then once I missed Landmo 2, I knew there was no way I still had the lead. But yeah, that's a really sick race though. Regardless of win or lose on this one, I'm really happy to have taken part in this. And yeah, I'm glad people are playing spoiler, even if we have to choose it to force it.
It sounded like it would have been Gem and Korek's choice as well if you guys did pick it for game 1.
I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of assumed that as well, to be honest. Like we were in our talking, like, what do we think they're gonna pick? Like, well, if we don't pick spoiler, I bet they do. So
100%.
Zelga, I have to ask. Sorry, go for it, Gem.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna say, to see this was really fun for our matchup with the GT Vicky on pedestal, and you just kind of have to do everything.
yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like it's so fun to do this race, but like this is like one of the few teams in playoffs where I'm like, man, do we really have the edge in spoiler? And then it's a do the entire game seed. It's like, man, it's fun, but in terms of like a playoffs thing, it's like, oh man, that's so stressful.
Oh yeah.
And Gem and Korek, how did he feel about the very opening play going to get boots at Hobo?
Yeah, Korek. How does it feel?
I mean, you know, if you know they're there, it's a much more reasonable play, I think, than no. No, I mean, it rounded in really nicely early on. I don't know, like you had nothing else to do, so like you know, it made everything else more efficient to just go do that. So it was fine.
It
Yeah,
did
we
seem
ended
like
up having Dark World access in CAC too, so we could just combine that with entering Wu, so there was no reason to be in CAC early.
Yeah, that's also a really convenient time save on us because like we went to CAC and I got the glove and bought bombs and like, oh, I guess I need to go to Hobo immediately after that. So yeah, just the nice efficiency from the start probably gave you guys a good solid heads up going in.
Out of curiosity, like, did you, Shady and Zelka, I guess, like, realize it was a pet seed? Because, so one difference early was that you guys went to go get the sword out of Hera and then you just left. And then Gem and Korek, like, they didn't go to Hera, but they went back specifically to go get the green pendant. Like, they basically cleared Hera in one shot. I don't know if that was intentional.
Well, I think we didn't realize at the time. Yeah, so we just wanted to grab that sword and then go to Turtle Rock that way, because that's the way to get to Turtle Rock anyway. So I guess you guys skipped Hera, went to Turtle Rock to get the hookshot, and then went back and beat Hera when you were in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, but I don't think it's a huge difference between those two approaches anyway. It's a very quick little dip, so maybe a couple of seconds, but it's not a major routing divergence. But no, I realized quite late that it was a bad seed. I try and focus on the stuff that he needs right now, and I didn't get around to the GT Big Key for a while.
No, I mean, like, when you guys were all pretty much like in, pseudo go mode, right? And as far as a very linear path, I mean, it was, again, within seconds, right? So obviously, like, you guys did, both, you guys did very good things. Alright, yeah, maybe one final question. Zelda, Shady, how did you feel about Back of Escape?
What more could you ask for? I mean, it's literally everything that you dream about when you're laying in bed thinking of playing rando. You just had like boots back there too or something, and then that's really all you needed, man.
It's a really funny looking. It's like Eastern Palace away from home, type of thing. It's like the express value version. It's great. But I think Gem and Korek were back there before you guys, and we're like, okay, what's back here? And we saw because Eastern Palace. Oh, we saw the bow, and it's like, oh wow, I guess everyone's happy. But okay, yeah. So maybe about the last question, Gem and Korek, how you guys feeling? I guess up to I guess like for this one, and then any thoughts about game 2? Or is it too soon? Don't let me put you on the spot.
I'm not sure there have been some thoughts in it. At least not enough.
Yeah, we're not sure. Okay. One thought we had is we're not going to pick Randomizer. But outside of that, we're not sure the exact which of the other two we're going to pick and who's going to play it. So.
All right. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. I mean, certainly, take your time. So yeah, brackets. At least everything runs for 2 weeks. So still, plenty of time. You guys want to, strategize over. Although it does sound like maybe Zelga is not gonna. Oh no, Zelga might be playing. I guess if it's not Randomizer. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, that's one way to make sure I stay on the sideline.
Yeah, but yeah, this was a tremendous race. I mean, I certainly I've been personally looking forward to this matchup ever since, of course, brackets were announced and such, and you guys absolutely did not disappoint. This was like peak performance. I think I think all 4 of you guys were on your whatever S game, A game, whatever is like your top. And this was like an amazing performance by everyone. Like this is kind of exactly what you expect to basically see in top tier random.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Big GGs to Gem, Korek, and Ak. Why not? And yeah, looking forward to the rest of the series. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, super exciting to watch.
GG's, Marty, and Shady and Zelga, I guess. No, GG's. This was an awesome
GG's
race.
gamers. Yeah,
sounds so fun.
Looking forward to game 2. Whatever it is, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you guys again so much. Yeah, a big thank you guys for racing and of course letting us stream you. This was tons of fun. Yeah, and again, game 2 I guess will be on the schedule sometime. I also want to thank so much for our tracker Pixcalibur today. Really active. Thank you so much. Like all the tracking was absolutely accurate. Obviously it was a full on do everything seed, right? So you see literally everything was marked on the tracker accurately and quickly. So. Certainly very, and he was in chat, basically telling us like where all the things were, kind of reminding us everything. That was very well appreciated, and of course, Jax, thank you so much. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Clear Mouse.
Yeah. So maybe, yeah, we'll definitely, hopefully, get some more races in at some point soon. At least for today, I think on the docket there is one more coming up in about 1.5 hours at 4 p.m. It looks like it's another pilot spoiler on SpeedGaming 3. PH versus Josh Bittner. That'll be at SG3, so that'll be exciting. I think there's also one more tonight at 8:10 p.m. Co-op something. Sorry guys, as SpeedGaming main at 8:10 p.m. Hitman and Orange versus Gentleman and TJ. So that should be pretty exciting. So more rando to come, of course, and lots more playoffs in order to to be watched and a lot of fun to be had. So until then, have a great rest of your day.